Good morning. And that's right, I did say good morning. What's up? This is Brian Kuzmar with Commercial Rare Coins and Precious Metals and ConciergeBullion.com. Got the live John Pennekamp video up here, live video from Pennekamp State Park, which is in the Keys. Looks like camera's a little dirty. You can see the line through it, but man, lots of more activity obviously in the morning than there is in the evening. And how do we know that? Well, because I haven't done a morning show in a little while, especially on a Saturday. And this is not, sorry, missed last night's video, which is usually the Friday wrap-up video, but I'm going to call this the weekend Friday night wrap-up video. So if you're looking for last night's video, my apology. I just got a lot going on now, folks, and just didn't get a chance to do it at a reasonable time that I thought I could get it out. So I figured I'd do it this morning, and why not? Beautiful day out there. Hope your day is beautiful as well. And man, take a look at all the action going on in the Pennekamp live cam today. Pretty cool. Haven't seen that many fish since I've been watching this cam, quite frankly. Beautiful place if you're a snorkeler. If you live in South Florida and you snorkel or scuba dive, John Pennekamp is a place to go to. And if you don't live in South Florida and you visit down here and you're not afraid of the water, definitely make your stop in the South Florida Keys and go to John Pennekamp. All right, well, I just gave it up. What's the whole point of this? Not the whole point of this video, but one of the things I wanted to point out is no silver for you. And of course, I'm kind of playing off the Seinfeld episode, one of the most well-known and most well-liked episodes, which is the soup guy here. No soup for you. And why am I bringing this up? Because it's a topic that we have talked about for quite some time, as far as no silver for you. And there's silver out there, folks. I've always expressed the importance of understanding when they say lack of silver. You got to remember that means lack of available silver that people are either willing to sell, and available silver that's been mined or reprocessed and whatever. Okay, available silver. There's a lot of above ground silver. There's tons of investors, retail investors, manufacturers that are sitting on lots of silver. And it's in constant use and constant demand. The investment for it started in 2016. This bull, and I'm calling this a long-term bull market. I know it's hard to see in silver and gold, but it restarted in 2016. From 2012 to 2016, gold and silver were pretty much in the shitter. It was unloved for the most part. Because remember, J.P. Morgan and the other criminals took silver from $50 an ounce down to, what was it, 12, as low as $12, 13 or something like that, between 2012 and 2016. Knocked the sentiment out of it, and not many people were familiar. Only a small percentage of people, like myself and others. And again, I'm not saying I'm that smart, but the people that were smarter than me, like Ted Butlers and the GATA.org, understood that it was a process of a manipulation that destroyed the silver and gold market in 2012. Well, a lot of things have happened since then. More and more people, especially since J.P. Morgan got fined in 2016 or 17, was it, for $980 million for spoofing markets, took the wind out of the sails of all those people out there that said, oh no, silver and gold are just following real marketplace fundamentals, and that's what happens, no, that's, again, the conspiracy was finally proven in a court of law, proven by fines, proven by criminal charges being withheld by the DOJ, something they actually got right. But I'm talking about the DOJ. Where am I going with this? Well, it seems to be that the message and the understanding that the silver, available silver, not above ground silver, but available silver, has been drying up substantially, and it's been happening. Like I said, I'm getting back to that 2016. Since 2016, when I did see this market reignite, we've been in a gold and silver bull market since 2016. I know it doesn't look like it when you're standing up close to it, but if you step away, nothing to see here. If you step away and you look at it from a macro picture, a macro viewpoint, and my viewpoint is more based on when I saw sales just take a shit for a long time, retail sales, and again, watching the silver markets every day, it just took a shit, sat and did nothing for a while, and then in 2016 things started picking up again with gold and silver, and it's been a choppy ride since. And I've kind of always expressed it as like a roller coaster ride, okay? A roller coaster to the moon. And that's, you know, you're going to have your dips, you're going to have your valleys in the roller coaster, but the ultimate destination is to the moon. And that's not your typical roller coaster rides. Most roller coaster rides end up in hell. So, but this is a roller coaster ride to the moon for gold and silver. And why do I say to the moon? Because ultimately that's where gold and silver are going to go. They've outlasted all empires, corporations, and fiat dollars out there, and they will continue to do that. Yeah, it's a roller coaster ride to the moon. And 2016 is when I saw the roller coaster trend heading upward, even with the big dips that we've seen since then. And some of you are going to say, "Oh, Brian, how can you say, you know, silver's been in a bull market in the last few years?" Well, it is. It has been since 2016. The overall trend, and I'm going to even make a bigger comment here, in my opinion, that we've been on a gold and silver boom since 1972. Really, it's been a bull market for precious metals since 1970s when we came off the gold standard. Because, like I said, and here, not like I said, like this chart says right here. Take a look at the chart here. Where's my chart? There's the Fed CPI chart. This is official government data from economic data from the St. Louis Fed. Here's the buying power of the consumer U.S. dollar. Boom, boom, boom. Down you go, down you go. And if you were to invert if you were to put a gold chart over this, you wouldn't even need to invert it. If you put a gold chart over this, you would see that the price of gold, especially from this 1970 point, is doing the opposite of this chart. Even though it's got some choppiness in it, the overall trend of gold is up. Why? Because the overall trend of the fiat dollars, the fiat dollar turd that you have in your pocket, and I don't care if it's a euro turd, a ruble turd, whatever it is. If it's fiat, it's a turd. And none of them last forever. They all eventually fall apart and become worth less and less and less. And that's the reason that you're going to, again, that's the reason that I believe that since we've gone off the gold standard officially, completely, and really we got off the gold standard back here when this is when the gold standard ended. And FDR, there's FDR right there, robbed Americans of their gold. That's why the dollar went up in value, because FDR stole America's gold, more or less. And who was that? 1933, right in that area. There you go. It's been a downhill ride ever since. And again, this is why I say we've been in a bull market in precious metals and gold probably since this period back in the 30s. But like I said, when you're standing next to it, these small declines that you see overall in this long-term trend upward that I'm showing you right here with my cursor, it's hard to see. And like I said, we only lived through segments of this time. That's why it's hard to see these bull markets. But gold and silver are in a continuing, never-ending bull market ever since ourselves and other countries have gotten off a gold and silver standard. And that's the truth, folks, as Lily Tomlin used to say. Some of you old folks know who Lily Tomlin is. I think she's still around. Is Lily Tomlin still around? I don't even know how my mind kind of drifted off to that. But whether it's morning or whether it's evening, my mind still drifts. Let's take a look at prices here. Surprised the shit out of me. 1675 it was up. And I'll tell you why it surprised me. Because in a sea of red is what we saw right here. The trend has been for the last couple months. I've noticed that when these three darlings of the Treasury and the U.S. government are in Wall Street are in the red, gold has been in the red as well. And where gold goes, silver eventually follows. But silver is independently just, it has nothing to do with Dow Jones, S&P, NASDAQ anymore. Silver has nothing to do with supply and demand fundamentals, real fundamentals. Silver has everything to do with just a crooked, broken marketplace. That's why silver is so cheap. That's why we're seeing huge demand for whatever available silver is out there. And again, not above ground silver, available silver. A lot of people get confused with that. I hear it in my comment section. There's a lot of silver above ground. Yeah, but how much of that is for sale and available? All right, that's the question. Let's take a look at, spot prices, 1675. I don't know why metals went up today, or Friday, yesterday. I don't know why we've seen, silver, I do know. I think silver, again, is not playing off of any fundamentals whatsoever. Silver is just broken. The price is broken. Why is the price broken? Because of major shortages, of major crookedness, major mismanagement by CME Group, by the LBMA, major mismanagement and crookedness allowed in those marketplaces. The market's broken. Silver market's just freaking broken. It's controlled by large derivatives, large paper products out there. It's not controlled by any realistic fundamentals in any kind of, again, it's unicorns and bullshit. Is what the silver price is, and whatever they want it to be. So that price is just broken. So it doesn't surprise me that silver went up when everything else was going down. It doesn't surprise me that silver went down as much as it was. It's broken, folks. It's broken. But that doesn't mean that you shouldn't own. It means that you shouldn't own their broken paper products. All right. It means that you should probably just keep draining silver off that market. Keep buying this wonderful product. Like I said, the sale, because of this, it'd be, for example, if all the grocery stores across the country and again, a lot of you heard me say this for the last 3 weeks now, but all the grocery stores are broken across the country, and their price structure, how they figured the price of steak was broken. They broke it because of crooked number crunchers and crooked meat vendors or whatever it may be, or the people that buy and sell that stuff. Nothing to do with supply and demand. The fact that there's not much beef out there or there's too much beef. It has everything to do with a broken price structure. So imagine all your grocery stores out there selling steak at $2 a pound. And you realize that steak is a lot rarer than that, that you work on a farm and you kind of see that, the cattle, there's a lot less cattle out there, and there's a bigger demand for cattle, and there seems to be, well, anyways, you got my point. Silver market is just broken, just like if that market was broken, all right? But it's not. People have to eat, so that's a whole different deal. Boy, I kind of spun off in a different direction there. But silver's on sale, man. It's on sale at these broken, crooked prices. I mean, if they're gonna manipulate these prices down, then you stick it up their asses by buying the real stuff. Don't buy into their paper derivatives and their nonsense. Platinum at 908. Again, platinum unloved, still unloved, but still has managed to steady itself from a low of 1840 to 1900. And again, we're still in the sea of red here. So gold and silver and platinum have seemed to diverge from that trend that I've been seeing when well, again, I shouldn't say that. It's a bit early to say that, but in the last couple days, I've noticed that gold and silver have been up while the Dow Jones, S&P, and NASDAQ have been down. And let me just say gold, because again, silver is just a broken frickin' market. While these markets have been down, it's typically gold's been down. But again, last couple days, I've noticed just the opposite. Gold has stopped going down. In fact, it moved up on Friday, despite still being in the red in these markets right here. All right, let's take a look at the charts. When this crooked. You know what? When it comes to gold, let's take a look. And when did that happen? It happened in the New York Crimex markets. Is when we saw the price of gold shoot up, and almost an opposite of this chart from the day before. So I have no clue what's going on in the gold markets, what would cause the market to shoot up as much as it did yesterday, and separate from the trend that I've been watching for the last couple months of moving in the same direction as the Dow, S&P, and NASDAQ. As far as silver goes, I don't want to look at a silver chart anymore, because the Crimex markets, the Globex markets are so freaking crooked. This up and this down and this up are nothing more than a broken, crooked marketplace. But again, take advantage of that broken, crooked marketplace. We are in a long-term bull market. I've been saying, since 2016, as I told you. So take advantage of these broken markets and buy the products. And again, the problem that we're seeing right now, and I want to talk about this because that was kind of the theme of this video, was no silver for you. And the problem we've got going on right now is something that's done by Ronan Manley. I like his stuff, BullionStar.com. He's talking about London silver inventories continue to plummet as metal exits from the LBMA vaults. Again, this is something Ted Butler talked about, and I kind of talked to, mentioned what he had said about it as well. I don't know, about 2 weeks ago or something like that. But the silver inventories across the board, even SLV is short a bunch of silver, my understanding. Ted Butler says that what they're doing is somewhat illegal and criminal by going in and shorting SLV so they can pull out real silver. I mean, folks, it's convoluted. It's hard to understand. And even if I sat here and read Ted's assessment on that word by word and spent 20 minutes explaining it to you, it's still hard to wrap your head around. But it's just crooked. The shell game, and that's what a lot of Wall Street and a lot of investments world is. It's a shell game. You're not made to understand it. I'm not made to understand it unless these complex derivatives, these complex algorithms, these complex marketplaces where, well, the complexity is built in just to make it harder for you to understand, so you have to hire professionals, and you really have no clue what's going on. But we've been talking about the silver being drained off the market for quite some time. It's starting to get around mainstream more than it ever has. Now, does that mean mainstream, like 50% of the population now knows this? No, not even close. I would bet you not even 5%, if that, and I'm probably way overestimating, of the population has even any understanding how markets are manipulated, including the gold and silver markets. That's probably 1% of 1%, but it's growing. Instead of being 1,000 people and 10,000, 100, now we're talking about, millions of people are starting to understand. Again, well, how could they not when you've seen JP, the trials with the, but the trials weren't publicized. Did you see the trials on CNN much about the gold and silver spoofers? No, you didn't. That's because they don't want it out in the open like there. But it's becoming more and more well known. And again, I got off on the criminal Crimex markets and the criminality of the broken silver market. And gold is not too far behind that, except gold is more international. And you got the Russian, Chinese, and Indian people more in control of gold and silver. So it's tougher for New York or the Chicago CME groups and the London to fuck with the gold markets like they used to. Or, not even used to. It's harder for them to screw with them. Now, central banks, that's a different story. Gada talks about central banks screwing with the price of gold, Bank of International Settlements using leases and stuff. So again, crazy, convoluted stuff, but no less. All the markets are rigged out there, folks, even stock markets, gold markets, silver markets. I'd even venture to say that elections are as well. So I got to be careful what you say out here. And again, Ronan Manley talks about a huge amount of silver exiting the LBMA vaults, and they're below $1 million an ounce. I think some of the internet talking heads out there are talking about this decline in available silver. Oh, sorry about that, folks. I live right near, I should say I live, I'm in the store actually downstairs. I live right near the volunteer fire department. And yeah, we do have a volunteer fire department. Not many of them left out there. All right, so less than 1 billion ounces. So the LBMA vaults are being drained of silver, probably going to India as again, highly recommend you read this. It's on ZH, called London Silver Inventories Continue to Plummet as Metal Exits LBMA Vaults, and it's done by Bullion Star. Again, just cut and paste this. Well, I guess you can on a video, but just remember this. Type it in under Bullion Hedge or Zero Hedge. Bullion Hedge, Zero Hedge. It should come up. Good article, and he's highlighting how the LBMA is being drained. Ted Butler talks about the ETF SLV. The big short position really represents the fact that they can't replace that silver right now. It's not being replaced. That real silver has come out of the vaults of the SLV owned silver and have gone to India. That's where he believes a lot of that silver. So folks, there is a big demand right now from big entities that are sucking silver dry off the market. This is causing premiums, retail premiums on gold and silver to climb substantially. Wait times for silver to go up substantially. And folks, again, I've said it, we've been in a long-term bull market since the 1970s with gold and silver. It's just hard to see because when you're on the roller coaster and all you're seeing is dips for a certain segment of that roller coaster ride, decades of a roller coaster, you think you're in a bear market, but we're not. We're in a continuing bull market with gold and silver, platinum. You're never going to go around buying it if you plan to live more than a few years, in my opinion. Okay, silver fever or silver fading. I saw this article by Monetary Metals. I'm not advertising that they're bad or good, but one of the things they do is they take your gold and they pay you a dividend on it. That's kind of weird to me. I don't want anyone holding my gold for me or silver. But the disappointing thing that I read in this article by Keith Weiner, is it Keith Weiner? Let's see. Yeah, Keith Weiner. Or is it Weiner? I'm not sure. I before E before whatever. He talks about, look at the comment he made down here. It just kind of pissed me off a little bit. And oh, hang on a second. Am I looking at the right comment? Where is it? Cobase's since big September 12th. And here we go. Right down here. Here we go. Well, we don't know, and neither does anyone else. Beware this is what bugged me, right? Yeah, because there's still people out there in denial that the markets are rigged in gold and silver, like this person. And this person is asking you to send your hard-earned gold and silver to him so he can pay you a dividend, and he doesn't believe that metal markets are manipulated heavily. Look, beware the purveyors of stale stories like precious metals being shipped from west to east. All right, and he's talking about the big buyers in India. Really? Not, in my opinion, this person's not too bright when it comes to this stuff. Or they're again just denial about the manipulation that happens in these markets. Much less conspiracy theory mongers who will no doubt claim that the price action on Tuesday was the boys getting control of the price again. All right, I got to tell you, the fact that how can this person again, Keith? How can you say that? I mean, it's so in our faces. With the convictions that JP's gone through, the recent convictions on spoofing, all these great intelligent guys out there like Ted Butler and the people at GATA.org that show us how it's done, show us the data, and you still think that's conspiracy tinfoil hat shit. What the F, man? Come on, Keith, get with the picture. I think you're completely wrong on this, in my opinion, and I'm sure you're completely wrong. Again, the evidence out there shows that these markets are so manipulated. Has nothing to do with the bullshit data, silver basis continuous, all that nonsense. It has everything to do with a purely manipulated market, Keith. And you're going to lose your customers, in my opinion. You're going to lose your customers a lot of money with that thinking. Again, just my opinion. Okay, what else out there as far as out in ZH world? And not much too good, more pain ahead. That doesn't surprise me. I was thrown off Facebook for some time about quoting what they called conspiracy theories at the time, which have now turned out to be fact. You know, most of the things that I've said over the last several years that people say, oh, that's conspiracy. You wear a tinfoil hat, whether it's metals manipulation or whether it had something to do with the Critter 19, all turned out to be frickin' true, folks. I mean, so who's the frickin' conspiracist, or who are the guppies out there? Well, we know who they are. I'm not going to make any mention of names here, but there you go. Gullible guppies, in my opinion. And what else is going on out there? Nothing good, folks. I always like to look at the news out there and the general news that public is looking at. And again, nothing out there good, really. Let's just kind of move into what the best deals are, something I do better than anyone. And as far as above ground silver too, before I get into that, the silver is short, folks, man. I'm watching delays in even the generic products right now. The U.S. Mint has reduced the amount of silver eagles that they've been making over the years. I mean, by a substantial amount. They're not making as many as they were. It doesn't make them rare or any better, in my opinion. But what it does show you is there's a reason why they've reduced production of silver eagles, and it has nothing to do with the bullshit excuses. Well, we can't get the blanks. They can't get the fucking silver, and if they can get the silver, there's belief that the U.S. Mint would be helping create a bigger problem of above ground silver, or lessening the amount of above ground silver available for sale, increasing the possibility of defaults in the commodities markets, LBMA markets, and those type of markets. Meanwhile, let me get back to what the best deals out there. Let me take my little sheet here, and I'd like to thank my friend out there, if he's listening, Dealer X, one of my favorite guys out there, and I'm actually looking at his spreadsheet here because it's a really good spreadsheet. And Mr. Dealer X, if you're listening, I hope you had a great vacation, and I hope you had hope you have a nice weekend as well. Truly one of my best friends out there in the industry. And let's take a look at what the spreadsheet says here, and I'm using his spreadsheet. And let's take a look here. What's the best deals out there? Still 100-ounce bars at spot plus 290 or less. And it's still, after that, I'm going to say kilos. Let's see, kilo bars, yep, are available at a fairly decent deal as well. Spot plus $3 or less, spot plus 350 or less on 10 ounces, spot plus 365, probably more like spot plus 4, because I have a feeling that come this week there's going to be a shortage of some of that stuff. But the premiums are really, folks, I even think the premiums on generic stuff is absolutely stupid. And for those of you out there that are going to give the, it's greedy dealers, bullshit, bullshit, bullshit. It's not greedy dealers. The entire market out there all people that use or buy silver are having a harder and harder time locating silver for immediate, locating immediate availability of silver at any reasonable premiums. All right, that's everyone, dealers included. So don't, I don't want to hear the bullshit greedy dealer nonsense. Yeah, there's some greedy dealers out there. There's greedy everybody out there. You get greedy moms and dads out there, greedy grandmothers, but but they're not the norm. And in this business, most of the dealers are not greedy. Okay, in the sense that they're gonna. All right. You got to define greedy as well. Everybody has a certain level of, I won't say greed, but desire to keep money and make money. So, but all right, let me get into what the worst deals in silver are. Silver Eagles and 90%. Worst deals, worst deals, worst deals. Try to avoid that stuff. If you have Silver Eagles, trade them in for generics. You can buy yourself more silver that way with no money out of pocket if you find the right dealer like myself. As far as gold, what's the best deals out there in gold? I think gold's starting to tighten up a little, folks, but nowhere near the situation we have in the broken, crooked silver silver market. Gold is becoming a little bit more, or gold always has been a little bit more available, but I think except when we started to see the premiums on a lot of that stuff go up substantially. But the reason I don't think gold ever got extremely rare, the above ground supply is still fairly okay with the price of gold. With gold, is that even at the height and craziness of Gold Eagles being at $200 premiums, $225 premiums at the height when last year and the year before when we had hit those kind of premiums with Gold Eagles and Maple Leafs were up there, gold bars were still reasonable, which tells me that gold is readily available. Some of the products that you may want, like Gold Eagles, which makes sense because, again, they've cut down production on everything, would cause the premiums on a lot of those sovereign products to go up. Remember, a lot of mints closed down during the Critter 19 as well, so that caused big premiums on the sovereign mint stuff. But premiums on gold bars only went up for a little bit during the complete closures. After that, they've been steady and pretty since. I've not paid much more. I think gold bars have been the best deal for 2 or 3 years now. At spot plus $75 and less. I don't think they've been much above 80, maybe $85 at the most in the last 2 or 3 years. Again, meanwhile, Eagles were as high as gold bars. Let me just put gold bars in there. Meanwhile, Eagles were as high as $225 over. Crazy numbers. So gold bars are still the best deal out there, folks. A spot plus $74 or less. And after that, I'd have to say Krugerrands, I believe, are under 100. Again, I'm not looking at the sheet right now. I just set it down. And Maples are probably around that $100 mark, maybe a little bit more. But I think premiums on gold are going to be going up here soon. I do see some delays in deliveries on all the types of gold products out there. And, of course, Eagles are just not available. So as soon as that, the demand for that ticks up, you'll see the premiums tick up as well. And that doesn't mean you should buy them. I would avoid them again, folks. Who am I? This is Brian Kuzma. I'm giving my little advertising spiel. I'm Brian Kuzma. I've been doing this since 1977. Second generation dealer in precious metals, rare coins, and sundry other things. I've been in this location since 1970. Oh, I've been doing this since 1977 when I started working for my father. And I've been in this location since, sorry about the phone there. I don't even know where I put it. I put it on the floor there. Just shut that off. I've been in this location since 1995 and at Commercial Rare Coins and Precious Metals. I'll get to that in a moment before I close. And also, I just opened ConciergeBullion.com not too long ago for people looking for over 100 ounces of gold or more than 2,500 ounces of silver, no matter where you live in the continental U.S. We can do it the old-fashioned way using wires and secure methods of delivery, but that's only for folks over 100 ounces of gold and 2,500 ounces of silver. You can call us at ConciergeBullion.com or send us a message. If you're not buying that much, Commercial Rare Coins and Precious Metals, my brick and mortar store that I love so much, right 2 blocks down from the beach here that I used to show every morning as well. You can buy a tenth of an ounce of silver from me to 1,000 ounces of gold, and we've done it. So we realize we can do big deals here and small deals, and I have as much respect for smaller people as I do for the larger people, as long as they respect me. And so, don't be embarrassed to come in here and buy 1 ounce of silver and ask us. We'll spend time with you, whether you're buying an ounce of silver or whether you're buying 10,000 ounces of silver. Same thing with gold. That's Commercial Rare Coins and Precious Metals. And again, I'll get to that address and all that stuff here in a little bit. Meanwhile, I want to go over yesterday's video, which is JP Morgan is on our team. And here. Someone sees me in here and they're trying to get in here, so I'm gonna hide. I'm in the middle of a video. I can't answer the door. All right, let me get into some comments from yesterday. I'm going to get through these real quick. I pinned this at the top of the page. We had a whole bunch of replies to comments from a bunch of scumbag scammers pretending to be me. That's been going on my channel for a while, folks. I think a lot of you are too smart to... oh, look. There you go. Right there. Oh, that's me, actually. That's a scammer. But they've been using my picture and pretending to be with WhatsApp and all that kind of thing. So I got so many comments from yesterday, folks. I'm not going to be able to answer all of them. I'm going to skip through. I won't be able to acknowledge everybody like I normally do, too. My comment section is just getting larger and larger. Why do I think the men stopped minting fractional platinum? Bob asked me because... Oh, Bo, I'm sorry. Bo, the same exact reason that... they're not doing silver eagles. I mean, they can't, if they're not going to do silver and gold, they're not going to do platinum for sure, Bo. So that's exactly what it is. And I honestly believe, like a lot of people smarter than me believe, that the U.S. Mint was asked by the Treasury to slow down and not sell silver eagles, or sell a lot less silver eagles because of the issues they've got with supply going on right now. And let me see here. Let's go into another. Michael, what's going on? Rates go up, metals go down. No, Pizza Boy, that's the narrative that they use to drive the price of gold down. And silver, they can use any narrative. They just do whatever the fuck they want in silver. But the price of gold, that's what the narrative they use to drive the price of gold down is, that people are going to pile into treasuries and other things because they're paying a higher rate of return. But that's bullshit. Even that treasury program where you can invest up to 10,000, what is it? I forget the name of it is, and they're paying like 8%. That doesn't even match the cost of living right now. The cost of living is way higher than what the actual rates were. So real rates are negative. They still are negative. Even if the Fed raises it, 2, 3, 4 basis points, they're still going to be negative, dude, period. But the narrative and the lie and the thing that most people believe is that it's not, based on crooked inflation data that they use. Gene says, always remember ZH is a front mouthpiece for Russia. Gene, I've heard this a couple times. You're an American. You're pro-American. So am I. I'm pro-constitutional guy. I'm very much libertarian in many ways. I think that party is immature is the reason I don't support it as much. But I am all libertarian, all right? Old school libertarian. Old school. And no, I don't believe that at all. I believe that's the narrative that has been given. That's just by CNN and others. Corporate mouthpieces out there that hate ZH for what they do, and I just think you kind of swallowed that, in my opinion. I know the owners from Bulgaria. I've heard about them. Tyler Durden, he uses, and but come on. I've been reading ZH for a decade now, decade plus. It's anything but a mouthpiece for Russia. There is a lot of stuff in there that would indicate that, what I do like about it is your corporate news here in the United States, all they show you is what they want you to hear and what they want you to believe. It's just a narrative. They give you a narrative. They don't even give you the truth anymore. There's no real reporters out there. One of the things I like about ZH is shows you the other side, the other person's, or the other side's narrative, the other side's beliefs. And what I like about ZH too is not written by corporate fucking mouthpieces that are working for billionaires and government. It is actually, and agencies, government agencies. ZH is actually written, if you read it, it is not written by the guy from Bulgaria. There's a lot of articles that he posts up there, but a lot of the articles are blogs written by very respectable writers. A lot of writers that you see on financial sites. So Peter Schiff writes on there as well. You see his stuff. So nope, completely bullshit, Gene. I encourage you to take a look and start reading it more actively and taking, what ZH does is it reads between the lines, and I kind of like that. And again, some of the stuff on ZH to me is total bullshit as well. So you have to be smart enough to be able to pull this stuff out. Now, when it comes to corporate news, CNBC, CNN, MSNBC, Fox, they're all full of shit, man. They just lying through their teeth to you, all right? Corporate narrative. You can't even watch that shit. I don't watch it. I've turned it off since 2008. So I go out and I look for alternative sources, all different types, and I use my brain to figure out what is the truth, not to mention the ability of the computer to show us the truth here a lot of times. So I disagree with you entirely on that, sir, but I do appreciate your comment, and I hope you have a wonderful weekend. The average plebe isn't going to buy a gold brick or maybe an ounce bar. Okay, do you think the price of gold is kept low by banks? Yeah. So we were talking about this for a long time. Duro Niblung. Oh, sorry, I butchered your name. Dur Zero Niblung. Okay. Hey, have a great day. Thanks for watching. Thanks for commenting. Like Joe says, 81 comments. I can't get through them all. Interesting. I'll read up on that. Ted Butler. Yep. Folks, actually, man, I'd like to thank all of you guys. You guys are great. Just too many comments for me to go through today. And let's see here. Oh, okay. Well, there we go. Not as many comments as I thought. Call it last couple days, $15. I got hated for. No, you didn't get hated, 1,000 silver. You speculated that it's going to go to 1,500, and it hasn't, and it might not. You speculated it was going to go to 15, and it hasn't. But I speculated it was never going to go below 20. I thought we were done with that $20 level. Well, I didn't. I speculated, but I did put the caveat in many times: is never underestimate these fucking crooks to drive it lower. But I was thinking $20. I didn't see it going below 20 for a while. But again, never underestimate these crooks. Supply and demand is not running the show. Crooks are. Hey, good for you, Stephen W. Put an SEC complaint for BlackRock for leasing silver. Oh, it's so cool that some of you understand. Stephen W. understands exactly what Ted Butler's talking about. And any of you folks that do, file a complaint with the SEC on BlackRock for leasing silver, allowing silver shorts and ultimately suppressing his investment. Oh, smart folks, man. Stephen W., thank you for commenting. I appreciate that. Welco Services, living the dreams. Temporary says, gee whiz, gold could be 50,000 and you'd be like, that's a steal for gold. It's always a steal except for them American Eagles. Kind of lost me on that. American Eagles now, Silver Eagles suck price-wise. American Eagles are more reasonable, so no, that wouldn't be the truth. And at $5,000 an ounce, you'd be like, it's only if it really was a steal. That's the only reason I'd say that. But if it was at $5,000 an ounce right now, I'd say sell, sell Mortimer. Salty Dog, what's up? Oh, you shared my video with several people. I couldn't because of your salty language. Clean it up. So I'm sorry, Salty Dog. I am what I am, as Popeye said, and I'm not going to change for anybody except myself. And that's the way I live my life. But I appreciate you even considering sharing my message with other folks. And if you still want to do it, just tell them, hey, we're all adults here. Relax, man. As it sticks and stones may break my bones, but names will never hurt me. Thanks for watching, Salty Dog. You have a wonderful weekend. Silverliner, GDF, Glade, and what's going on? See, I always say I'm never going to answer all the comments, and I go back and I try to acknowledge every one of you. Mike Jones, absolutely true. Rasputin says everybody dies. I remember that comment. Yeah, I was talking about the perfect storm with gold and silver, what was happening right now. Pretty damn funny there, sir. I got to admit, you got me on that one. All right, I'm going to call it quits here, folks. This is my theme for the year, which is think for yourself and question authority. It's the most important thing you can do in your life. Teach your loved ones, teach people around you to do the same thing. It's for all our benefits. And first, question your narrative, question your opinion and what you believe to be the truth, because it might be wrong. And if you're wrong, you're not doing any good questioning others or authority. So first, investigate what you believe to be the truth. And after you've done that, you become an expert at questioning others and questioning authority. All right, well, that's it. This is Brian Kuzmar with ConciergeBullion.com in beautiful Lauderdale by the Sea. If you're buying more than 100 ounces of gold, more than 2,500 ounces of silver, we do old school method with wires and good solid shipping methods. And if you're buying under 100 ounces of gold and under 2,500 ounces of silver, come see us at Commercial Rare Coins and Precious Metals, our brick and mortar in South Florida in lovely Lauderdale by the Sea. We're open 10 to 4 Mondays through Fridays. Happy to help you with anything you got. And as I said, I advertise to be at MaxJM, SD Bullion, and the big boys out there like Miles Franklin's. All companies I respect, but I'm here to make money, save you some money, and make more money by saving you money, so you come to me instead of those guys. So I will beat their prices as well. So if you're looking for any precious metals, I'm the guy to see. Hey, thanks for watching. Have yourself a wonderful weekend, and I'll talk to you on Monday. Let's see what happens.